Good morning. Welcome to Working Horses with Jim. We are headed this morning down to Paul Smith's College. Jim and Lady and Bill are going to be logging today. Here's Lady. Jim is going to be starting on a new landing this morning. Where he is quite muddy, so he's going to be moving up the road a couple miles, and he's got to move his equipment. So what I'm going to do is go along with him, and I'm going to watch the horses while he goes and goes back down with a horse trailer and moves a skid steer up. So we have arrived, and Jim is going to unload the horses, go back and get the equipment. Here's Lady, and he's got some hay down for him over here. This is going to be his new landing, and it is not very big. Here's Bill. The morning sun is peeping through the trees over there.
Okay, so now I'm back at my other landing to pick up my skid steer, and Brenda is over there watching the horses for me. As you can see, I have a pretty good sized pile of logs here. I'm still waiting on the trucker. The trucker has been having troubles with his truck's breakdowns, so that's why my log pile is getting so large. I think he'll be lucky if he can get this all on in 4 loads. There'll probably be 5 loads here. So anyways, we will get loaded up. I have the skid steer started up, and I have my cart lifted up with the skid steer, and I will actually back into my trailer with these ramps and carry it all in one quick, easy pass, if all goes well. This is one large advantage of logging with horses, and to be able to move quickly from job to job with very little expense. I'm going to leave the excavator here because I don't need the excavator on the other job. I had tried again with the wagon down on the lower piece where it was wet, and it's just still way too wet. So that's why we decided to move on to this other job. Fortunately, Paul Smith's College has like 10,000 acres, so there's no lack of timber here for me to cut if they want me to cut more. So he's got another job all marked, and I'm going to go get moved up to there. With this cart, because this tongue or this pole just slides right out of it, so I can just do that and then slide it all the way in underneath the skid steer. Now I'll drop the forks on the skid steer to help stabilize that from moving and shut it off, and we'll head over to the other job.
So the horses had a nice little snack while Jim was gone. They ate up all their hay, and Lady started eating a tree. But it was funny because as soon as, long before he was in view, the horses could hear the trailer, and they know the exact sound of the trailer, and their ears perked, and they were just looking around. They knew he was coming back. It was really quite comical. Wait a minute. Right.
Come here. Beth. Happy. 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 Let's get behind that and hold that pole. There, put a little bit. The pole hasn't slid all the way to the back, so I can't get an accurate. This would normally go way down to the second one, and there, it's just up in there now. So you have to come all the way down to that hole right there, and these will come even looser than they are. So make one more hole. There. Takes all the weight off that collar. Okay, we'll tie these up and go for a walk. Okay, so we're going for a quick walk to see exactly where I want to get started. We have a lot of different options here, so I'll try to explain some of these as we go about. This might be one of my landings or a landing here, but as you can see from an earlier log job, they left a bunch of junk here. So I'll take the skids here and kind of push these out of the way. All I need is enough room to get through here. Those logs there that left, they're fine, as long as I can get these thrown out of the way, which is no problem, because this is a roadway that's pretty well all done. The forester and I had walked down through here from the other day when we looked at this job. But there's still quite a few between here and the highway, and it's all downhill too. So I'll definitely have another landing down below. It's kind of the question right now: do I want to start right here and have this landing to start with, and I probably will. And here's another tree here. Since I'm this close to the landing, I will probably come up with the skid steer and just push that out of the way. And I'll have to keep in mind that there's a tree right there that has to be cut, so I don't want to block my way for that, but that shouldn't be a problem.
This is kind of neat for me because I've never gone with Jim before he started a job to figure out how he's going to go. So this is interesting.
Well, this is a pretty simple job to start with because the trail is already made.
There's
It's not too bad.
marked trees right on in through here.
The forester thought there might be close to 60,000 feet on this particular spot. And I hope to only be here until things freeze up down on the other job. So as we're coming here, we don't have a wide enough spot for the team to fit through. So these couple yellow birches are probably going to end up being cut because that's a nice yellow birch there. I surely don't want to damage that. So I'll probably cut these two yellow birches right here so I can stay on this side and not damage that yellow birch. And I might even put some, like a 4-foot piece of that yellow birch right here on the root of this yellow birch so that it doesn't get damaged. That will actually protect it. You can see it was damaged before and it's actually healed back. See that? See those spots? It's actually starting to heal over. But I definitely want to protect that. So a few bumper trees laying on the ground right here on top of those roots will help protect that. And if I cut both of those yellow birches there, I can swing on this side and not hopefully do any damage there.
Is it ever beautiful out here this morning?
Okay, so now we come up to this road that heads down to the highway. You can see the highway down there even. This obviously was a skidder trail. You can see by the width of the ruts that a skidder came through here. And so this is a trail 90 degrees to my trail there. So I'm going to have to, I'm not sure how much is marked behind you up there. I'll have to do some more scouting up there. But anyways, I wanted to explain what has happened on this job if I can. If you look right over here to start with, this is a spot where, and the forester could explain a lot better, where the kids from Portsmouth College came out here to practice their silviculture, and they had different plots out here that they would work on, and they did it in groups. And here's a group from 1998 that you can see there, that with all the kids' names even down there on the bottom.
Look, our neighbor's on here. Tyler's on here.
Oh my goodness. Isn't it? Let's get out of the way so you see that.
That is so cool.
Yes, Tyler Vaughn. He is our neighbor, and he went to school up here for a little while, and this was his group that he did the work on. We're going to have to tell him about that, so he make sure he
lives across the country somewhere now.
Yes. Okay, so let's come over here.
That's really cool.
In this parcel, there's just a bunch of these plots, and they're actually laid out by these iron pipes for corner posts, because it's a certain, I don't know if it's an acre or what it is, but this is where they did their silviculture classes. I believe that's what it was. And so I'm not even sure if they marked them or if the main forester did that, but we're going to be cutting all the trees that are marked yellow. And yeah, all through up this road there's all different plots from the kids from over the years.
Here's a 1999 sign. They're all the signs are different too. Maybe they had a part in that, I don't know. Oh, here's one of the pipes you were talking about, huh?
Yeah. The pipes are on the corners of the their plot. So here is another one, and to our surprise, who do we see? Vogel. See, that is Chad Vogel, and Chad Vogel is actually who we bought our 2 Suffolk colts from a year ago now.
And Baron came from him too, right?
And Baron was born there also. So yes, so Chad went to Portsmouth College here, apparently back in 1998, and he was actually the leader of this crew. CC stands for what do you think that stands for?
Conservation camp?
No, it's well, I don't know, but anyways, he was the leader of this group. Each group had a leader, probably one of the older students. And this was his group. So anyways, this was really neat to see. Now it's 2 people now I've seen and known that are on these plots that the kids did. So we are going to be working on these same plots that these kids or friends of ours, they're not kids anymore, friends of ours had worked on.
Is there still info in here about the plot?
No, but there wasn't. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at this. So this is what they did. Interesting, they actually did counted some of the rings.
This way.
Right here they counted some of the rings at the stump. And all kinds of information on their plot, and I'm sure that they were graded for this. This is the trees per acre per 5 square foot basal area. So anyways.
Neato.
Yeah, it is pretty neat. Well, for coffee break, we're getting some nice apple pie. Brenda made some apple pie for me, for us.
I'm having granola. I'm having my breakfast, so.
And so I wanted to comment on a couple things. I don't even know if they were on comments actually, but it's a question that I'm assuming people would probably be interested in knowing about. Since this is a log job so far from home, one would think that I'd want to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning and headed up here to get up here so I can work for a long enough day to justify the drive all the way up here. Well, it is a long drive, and it's one of those things that I do want to put a long day in every time I come, but a long day for me with the horses is not really as long as one would expect. I have to realize that they're horses and they're limited as to what they can, how much work they can do. So it's not unusual for me to put in when I'm home, especially a 6-hour day, 6 or 7 at the most even, and then of actual working, that's all I do. Up here I'm trying to get that also, so I really don't, it's just, a lot of people I think would think that I need to get here early and work a long day, and I can't do it. As I get older, I don't have the energy to do it anyways. So I need to be extremely productive in a very short period of time, and that's my goal, so that I don't have to work long hours. And when you have horses, they are limited as to what they can do. So anyways, that's something I figured probably a lot of people would be interested in knowing about that haven't actually asked that question, but that's the way that is.
When you're working, you are very, very focused. And then when you're tired at the end of the day, you're very, very tired.
Yep.
So I don't think you could work a longer day.
Right. Of course, I'm not that tough and I'm getting old. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is probably just the part 1 of another video, and we will continue showing you how we start a new log job.
Thanks for coming along.